Hello and welcome to another today's old video. In this video I'm going to talk about the 5 essential bits of tech every consultant needs. Let's dive into it. First up, the monitor. There's no point in really talking about the PC because most firms issue one as standard and you don't get any choice. So let's focus instead on this monitor. As you can see here, this is a Dell S272 HD blah de blah 27 inch. And as you can see, relative to the size of the desk, this is pretty good. It was actually a little bit bigger than I was first expecting it to be, but I have found it an absolute game changer. Prior to getting this, I was actually just working off the laptop screen for about 2.5 years, so when this came, it was an absolute game changer. I'll include links to all of the products that we talk about today in the description down below. There's no marketing, there's no affiliate links, I've paid full price for everything, it's just my honest personal opinion. So the price of this monitor was $159.99 and I got it from John Lewis with some extra, I added an extra 2-year guarantee for accidental damage because I'm pretty clumsy. And I would say for the price I've paid, I've been very happy with it. Is it the latest curved extraordinaire? No, it's not, but the display is very good and it does everything I need it to. I can adjust the brightnesses as I like, which I guess is pretty standard on a monitor. 27 inches is right. Initially, having worked off a tiny laptop screen for a while, I was like, wow, this is amazing, but you get used to the size and personally I absolutely love it. It's pretty robust. Like I say, I'm pretty clumsy, so if it can survive in my house, it can survive in your house. So I would absolutely recommend this, and as a consultant you're often working on lots of Excels and PPTs, and when you're formatting things it's really important that things are straight and aligned and center aligned, and actually having that bigger screen has completely revolutionized my productivity for this. So that's item number 1. When you've got a monitor, it's obviously completely impractical to work off this keyboard, so the next investment is in an actual proper keyboard, and this is the Logitech MX keyboard and I love it, and I'm going to explain why. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a bit of a keyboard nerd, but this Logitech MX Keys Bluetooth wireless keyboard is the best keyboard I've ever bought. I'm going to explain why. When I first got the monitor, I needed a keyboard, so I went to Amazon and I got a very cheap Dell, don't know what this is called, but a Dell keyboard, and it was about a tenner and it did the job. But there were a few drawbacks. The first is this. This sounds like somebody is literally just walking across the keyboard. It's extremely loud. And the most important thing was it has this huge, long, unnecessarily long cord. Now, I am somebody who needs a clean working environment to be able to think properly and do my best work. So after a while this got quite annoying, and considering I'd only spend a tenner on it, I didn't feel that bad about upgrading my keyboard to the first wireless keyboard by Logitech. Again, can't remember what this is called, but it's a pretty standard entry-level keyboard, and it's better because it's wireless, but it still did this. And the final nail in the coffin was someone asked me if I was typing with a hammer when I was using this on a call one day, and I thought, you know what, I'm done with cheap keyboards. I am actually going to invest in something that's a bit more for the long term. And that's how I came to this keyboard. So this is the Logitech MX Keys, again link down below, no affiliate, just random link, and there's a few reasons why I love this. For me, the whole typing experience is quite important because we spend so long typing, and having a number pad is absolutely essential in my opinion. And there's 2 key reasons that I love this. The first is the whole build. Okay, so it feels like a really nice keyboard, including the keys. And by comparison, they're quite soft, so it actually feels like you're typing on a Mac, even though this is definitely not an Apple setup. So I really enjoyed the whole typing experience, and I like the fact that the keyboard lights up and it's smart. So in other words, when I take my hand away, it goes to sleep, and then I put my hand over, and you probably can't see this on the camera, but the board is lighting up in the background, and I really like that. I just think it looks cool, and when I'm working in the evening and it's dark outside, I just like that the keys light up. The second element is that it is so much quieter. Okay, just for some comparison, here's me typing on this keyboard. So much quieter. Now, I am somebody who does type like a bit of an elephant, so even I am probably making this sound like it's louder than it needs to be, but you can hear that it's much quieter. And I think, to be honest, after buying this, I don't need to buy another keyboard for a really long time. If you're working from home, if you're set to work from home for quite a while, I personally would invest in a decent keyboard, and I think if you're happy to splash a bit of cash on it, then this is the one that I would recommend you get. Having rambled about keyboards, now it's time to ramble about mice. Keyboard and mouse. It's like fish and chips, can't have one without the other. This Advent AMW L3B15, I mean, who comes up with these names? This is the one I'm using at the moment. It's a pretty standard Curry's PC World, 20 quid, and it works really well. It's small, it's responsive, it feels nice in the hand, my hand doesn't ache when I'm using it, and it goes aesthetically nicely with the Logitech keyboard. And honestly, the aesthetics is probably a bigger driver for me than it really should be, but this is the mouse of choice at the moment. This Microsoft one was the one that came as a standard issue from the firm, but to be honest, I found my hand really cramping when I was using it, so it didn't take me long to put this to one side. But I also have another mouse that I interchange with. This is the HP Envy Rechargeable Mouse 500. Why it's called Envy, I don't know, maybe you're the envy of your friends if you own this mouse. But I really like this because it's rechargeable. Considering we use this mouse all the time, although this is a great battery life, I do feel a bit guilty going through so many batteries, like it's bad for the environment. So I actually like using a rechargeable mouse, and I've never had to recharge it in the time I've owned it, so the battery life is amazing. But to be honest, whether you go with one like this or one like this, it doesn't really matter. The point here is having a mouse that's comfortable to use is absolutely essential in making sure that you don't end up with some kind of RSI or other work-related hand strain. Now we come to the favourite bit of tech I have ever bought, and it's these. The Bose QC35-2 noise cancelling wireless headphones. These are the best things I've ever bought, and they're not cheap. So they're currently on Amazon at £180, and that's a lot more than I have ever spent on a pair of headphones before. But if you wear glasses, you can probably relate to this problem. Let me put these on. With most headphones, when you're trying to wear your glasses, they press into the side and they feel really uncomfortable, and after a while your ears get hot and they're not really a pleasure to wear. That's where these are an absolute game changer. So these are the most comfortable headphones that I've ever had, and they've got a pretty good battery life. So they last for about 14 hours, and that's great. Most of the time I can get like 1.5 days of usage out of them before I need to charge them again, but sometimes if it's been a particularly long day, I've had them on for the whole 14 hours till they run down, and I've never really felt like, oh, I've got headphones on, or it feels uncomfortable, my glasses don't press. So they are super, super comfortable. When I've been in the office, they're also really good. Back in the days when we was in offices, they were really good at noise cancelling, and I could just be on a call and be surrounded in the office by noise, and I just wouldn't hear it. And we used to sit next to the coffee bar, and you just couldn't hear even the whoosh of the machine. They were absolutely brilliant. And that meant that it was great for being on calls. I could actually hear people properly. And it also meant that if I needed to do some focused work, I could literally block out all the noise and just crack on with whatever I've got to do. And even though we're at home, I still use these a lot. I mean, I still use them for doing focused work with music on, or just around the house. Just have them on and maybe listen to a podcast or anything really. And I love these headphones. I used to kind of buy a set of headphones, then I'd have the same problems, and I'd put them away or give them away, and it just never really quite worked. These are amazing, and if you look after them well, then you don't need to worry about bits falling off. You know, they're really well built. I mean, if I look at the ear pads, for example, I mean, I've had these since 2019. I've never changed the ear pads, and that's not as disgusting as it might sound, because I take care of them properly, I wipe them properly, clean them. So if you take good care of them, then they'll last really well. I have seen reviews that say that the ear pads all fall apart or whatever, but I've not had that problem, and I think anybody who's giving that review isn't looking after them properly, to be honest. They also come with a really nice case, which I'll just go and get. Here it is. So at the end of the day, they fit nicely into the box, they fold up really compact, and they zip up, and it's a nice hard case. So when it's been in my bag, I'm not worrying about if my bag gets squashed. I'm worrying about these expensive headphones. I just know that they're safe and protected, and of course it's waterproof, so if it's raining and my bag gets wet or my coffee spills or whatever, I'm not worrying about it. And this handy pouch is really useful. I store the charger in here, which is just a USB-C charger, so it's not like it's super niche. And it's also useful for storing kind of bits of paper or anything in there really that you need when you're on the go. So these are the best thing I've ever bought, and I would say out of everything I've shown you today, if you buy nothing else, buy this. And so we come to the last bit of tech. This is the Jabra Speak 710 speakerphone. Now, this was bought for me through work, and if it hadn't been for work, I probably wouldn't have invested in it, because it's not cheap. So I'm on Amazon now, and it's £175. And given that these are super comfortable, I was using these all the time. But now that I've got this, actually, I really love it. And it's the bit of tech I never knew I needed. So just to show you a little bit, this is the dial. And you can see here it's got all the various buttons, and hidden from here, oh yeah, here they are. There's the accepting call and decline call options, and it's wireless, so you just plug this in here, and if it runs out of battery, which you'll know through this, you can just unravel the wire and plug it in anyway. And the sound quality is amazing. If you've ever tried kind of taking a call through your laptop, you'll know that it can sound a bit tinny. The microphone cannot be the best, but this really changes things. And if you're in an environment where having your calls playing loud into the room isn't going to annoy someone or isn't going to be a problem, then I think this is actually quite a worthy investment if you can get it through work, because I don't think it's really that useful for personal use, though I would say I have tested out the bass, and I have tested out the audio quality through watching films and watching and playing music, and whilst how good the bass isn't that important in a conference call, it was a worthy test, all in the aim of this video. So this is actually a bit of tech I never knew I needed, and it can either sit flat on your desk like this, or it's got a little stand so you can have it standing upright. It looks really neat, and given that it's kind of small and compact, you might underestimate its power, but it's got great quality. It can go really, really loud. The microphone is crystal clear for people on the other end, and it's kind of a bit noise cancelling as well, so it doesn't pick up like the traffic noise, or if there's emergency services going by, the sound quality is still good for people on the other end of the call. So this is a kind of bonus tech item, because this is something I never knew I needed until I got it, and now that I have got it, I am immensely grateful for it. You know, sometimes it was a bit of a nightmare being on calls and thinking, oh no, I've only got 20% of battery and I've still got another 4 hours of calls. How am I going to charge it in time? Well, although these do charge quickly, if you're back to back on calls, it's completely impractical, and taking calls through the monitor just never worked for me. So this is a bonus bit of tech. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. And actually that's true for all of the things you've seen today. If you own any of these items already and you want to share your thoughts, drop a comment down below. If you think there's anything I've missed, then also drop a comment down below. Let's see what other bits of tech are out there that are game changers for the productivity, the life of a consultant. If you've made it through this far, thank you very much. I hope it's been useful. If it has, please give it a like, comment, subscribe. And in the next video, we have something hugely exciting coming up where I am meeting a very, very special guest. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you don't miss out. Thank you so much for watching.